Hello again, Russell Mark here from Go Shooting. In a previous video I touched on the importance of keeping a training diary. Well, today I thought I'd expand on that idea and I'll give you some tips about what you should be recording every time you finish shooting. The information that I collected in these diaries was fundamental to the success that I achieved in the sport. Let me give you a closer look. For well over 20 years I recorded everything in my shooting diaries. The first entry I've got is actually back on the 14th of May 1977. I was pretty meticulous about learning from my mistakes as well as my success. When I started to shoot Olympic traps seriously back in 1984, I started then to record every score of every round of any competition I regarded as important. This generally was from any state team selection event all the way up to the Olympic Games. When I started to shoot both double trap and Olympic trap seriously at the highest level, these diaries proved invaluable, especially when you're shooting two disciplines on the one day with two different techniques and often two different shotguns. So what information should you record? Well, I've printed off one of the sheets of one of my diaries and we'll go through it quickly. Start with the obvious, the date and location. Different ranges have different backgrounds, therefore comparisons can be difficult. Identify whether you're shooting practice or state the competition that you're shooting in. The weather plays a big factor. Lack of sunlight, wind and heat will affect your scores. Take note of this and you may very well see a pattern develop. The type of target machines, of course, and the brand and composition of the clay target will also vary in your scores. Take note, an average score of 23 on some brand of targets may not be the end of the world. If you're playing around using different shotguns and ammunition, particularly different shot sizes and velocities, then this needs to be recorded. When you train, you'll no doubt be tempted to try different starting positions, stances, forend holds, and a dozen other technical things. If you don't record the changes you make, you'll find that in 6 months you're repeating the same changes and not knowing that they worked or didn't work for you. I have not met a shooter yet that has not changed the height of their cone, their length of pull, pitch or cast. The list goes on and on. Record your shotgun dimensions here and make note of any changes. It's great advice to have all your stock details measured on sheets like this. Record your scores every time you shoot. Make note of statistical data like how many times you needed your second barrel or exactly what type of target you missed, whether it be a 45-degree right-hander in Olympic trap, a high 2 in skeet or even a springing teal in sporting. Record it here and see if a pattern develops. In any type of competition, record your score and record the winner's score. A basis of comparison between you and the best is always helpful. And finally, be honest with your observations. Nobody's going to read this diary, but be brutal in your assessment of the effort you put into your shooting today and the results you achieved. You can record anything here in the observations column. Record your fitness levels, record your body weight, in fact anything at all that you think may have affected your performance today. If your wife's bad attitude has affected the way you shoot, then write it down. Don't make excuses, just be honest. If you fill out your training diary honestly, regularly and correctly, it'll be the most useful tool that you've ever owned to improve your shooting. As always, we hope this little piece of advice helps and we look forward to seeing you at a Go Shooting range really soon.